Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Georgetown Baseball live here on the SHN Sports Network. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Jerry Ann Harmon. We're live in Marble Falls, Texas for today's ball game. A 1 o'clock first pitch against the Marble Falls Mustangs here on Saturday edition on the First Responder Broadcasting Network on the SHN YouTube channel. Thanks for being with us. Georgetown coming off a two-game series win over the Conley Cougars, 10-0 on Wednesday night at home, and then an 18-0 win last night against the Conley Cougars at Conley High School. Two great pitching performances for the Georgetown Eagles in the last 2 days, the last two games. Hagen Tate, 5-inning complete game on Wednesday night, allowing 2 hits, no runs, struck out 11, only walked 1, hit 2. And then David Fluitt responds last night with a 5-inning complete game no-hitter against the Conley Cougars, only allowing 2 base runners on 2 walks issued. Struck out 10, walked 2, no batters hit. And just a good performance by both of those seniors in Hagen Tate and David Fluitt today. The Eagles come out with Braden Curtin. They'll bring him to the mound, the junior right-hander, for his first start since tournament play, as we get into what we like to run the district time with some Saturday ball mixed in, preparing for the playoffs. And so Braden Curtin will go to the mound, the right-hander for the Georgetown Eagles. Marble Falls, beautiful day here in Marble Falls, beautiful field here. Coach, I'm going to flip it over. I don't want to say it wrong. Coach Tyler Porter being very gracious, too, brought us up the roster and the lineup card tonight for today's ball game. But a beautiful day here in Marble Falls. A lot of wind, so you may see some balls flying, and you may see some different things out of both these teams, as the wind will play effect. How will it affect the pitching? How will it affect the hitting for both of these teams? And so we'll try to get things going here. After there it was. Now we lost it. There it came back. Scoreboard is now up. We'll get ready for that. But the two-man umpire crew has now taken the field. Georgetown in the first base dugout. The visitors today in the white pants with the blue stripe, black jerseys with the blue numerals outlined in white for the Eagles with the blue hat today on the road here at Marble Falls. Marble Falls will respond. The home team out of the third base dugout in the purple jerseys. They'll be out here in just a moment. They're in their dugout getting things going here today. Georgetown comes in 5-6-1 on the season after going 3-6-1 in non-district play during the time of the tournaments, playing some tough competition now with 2 wins back-to-back. A chance today to bring themselves to 500 with a win, make them 6-6-1. But most importantly right now, it's in the district season, and what a run it starts there against Conley with 2 shutout victories with a no-hitter there by Fluitt last night. And then a big series coming up this week as the Eastview Patriots will come to Georgetown and Eagle Field on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Come out and fill up the stands there, as that will be the crosstown rivalry going on Tuesday night. And then on Thursday night over at Patriot Park in Eastview at Eastview High School, there will be game 2 of that series. And so an opportunity and a test for Georgetown and Eastview early on. Eastview split with Weiss in their opening series of district play with a 4-3 loss last night to the Weiss Wolves. Or 1-0 loss. They won 4-3, I believe it was, on Wednesday night. And so Weiss now with a 1-1 record. Georgetown sits at 2-0. Eastview at 1-1. And so it'll be a good test next week when Eastview and Georgetown do battle. The week ahead, as it looks, Tuesday night, we will have Georgetown and Eastview at Georgetown. 7 o'clock first pitch. Come out and join that. Fill up the stands. It always helps, especially in that crosstown rivalry. And then on Wednesday night, we'll be live at Camp Brightside, 6:45, 7 o'clock start there to the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, when we bring out the highlight, a freshman player of the week, a JV player of the week, and a couple of varsity players join us along with Coach Jordan Vieira. And so come join us at Camp Brightside. Great opportunity to enjoy the great food and atmosphere there at Camp Brightside. Proud host of your Georgetown Eagle Baseball Coaches Show each and every week. And so we'll be back out there on Wednesday night at 7, and then join us at Patriot Park on the road to take on the Eastview Patriots Thursday night, 7 p.m., 6:45 for pregame for us, and then bring you the game live here on the SHN Sports Network. Take a quick timeout. We're trying to get things adjusted. It's a different setup here because of the net. It's not a fence. It's not a tight net. It is a loose net. So as it moves, it can adjust the camera focus. So we'll try to do our best to keep it in focus. But if it goes out of focus, just know we'll bring you the best coverage of high school baseball, play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch, for you here live on the SHN Sports Network. Thanks for joining us today live from Marble Falls High School. Quick timeout. We come back. We'll get ready to bring you the starting lineups and action live from Marble Falls High School. Stay with us. Eagle Baseball will continue after this. Suddenly get quiet in here like a library. Live Marble Falls High School. The coaches meeting about to take place here as head coach Tyler Porter of the Mustangs comes out to meet with the home plate with the two-man umpire crew, along with head coach Jordan Vieira and manager Jared Frimmel for the Georgetown Eagles. The starting lineup today for the Marble Falls Mustangs as selected by head coach Tyler Porter. Leading it off, the DH, number 14, Cannon Cochran. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, John Allen Whittle. Batting third, the third baseman, number 5, Crawford Maddox. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 13, Owen Nash. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 11, Grant Carter. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 12, Atru Mahachek. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 4, Cade Brasino. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 3, Anderson Liscombe. And batting at ninth, the catcher, number 17, Brayson Hambrick. So it'll be Cochran, Whittle, and Maddox in the top third. Nash, Carter, Mahachek in the middle third. Brasino, Liscombe, and Hambrick in the bottom third for the Marble Falls Mustangs. On the mound for the Marble Falls Mustangs will be the senior, number 15, Brenton Liscombe for Marble Falls. He is being pitch hit for by the DH, Cannon Cochran. The starting lineup for the Georgetown Eagles as selected by head coach Jordan Vieira. Leading it off at shortstop, number 7, Jack Kiki. Batting second, the center fielder, number 6, Luke Holly. On the mound, batting third, the pitcher, number 21, Braden Curtin. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 16, Hayden Grooms. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 14, Braden Rogers. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 9, Colton Crutchfield. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 18, Ryan Castilleja. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 2, Jalem Hunter. Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 4, Tate Ritchie. So it'll be Kiki, Holly, and Curtin in the top third for the Eagles. Grooms, Rogers, and Crutchfield in the middle third. Castilleja, Hunter, and Ritchie in the bottom third. On the mound, Braden Curtin, number 21, the right-hander for the Georgetown Eagles.
Number 16, Hayden Grooms. Batting fifth, catching, number 14, Braden Rogers. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 9, Colton Crutchfield. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 18, Ryan Castilleja. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 2, Jalem Hunter. And batting ninth, in right field, number 4, Tate Ritchie. And the rest of the Georgetown Eagles line up. And now for your Marble Falls Mustangs, playing right field, number 12, Atreyu Mahachek. In center field, number 13, Owen Nash. Playing left field, number 4, Cade Brasino. At second base, number 11, Grant Carter. Playing shortstop, number 2, John Allen Whittle. At third base, number 5, Crawford Maddox. Playing first base, number 3, Anderson Liscombe. And behind the dish, number 17, Grayson Hambrick. Today's starting pitcher for the Mustangs, number 15, Brenton Liscombe. DHing for Brenton, number 14, Cannon Cochran. And the rest of the Marble Falls Mustangs baseball team. The Mustangs are coached by Tyler Porter. And now at this time, we ask that you rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
The Marble Falls Mustangs come in 6-8 overall on the young season, 2-0 in district play with 2 wins over the Burnett Bulldogs on Tuesday and Friday, 9-4 on Tuesday, 7-6 at Burnett last night, and then they head into today's game. Sitting at 6-8 overall for the Marble Falls Mustangs. Out of 4A, trying to find the district that they are out of as I click around here on Max Preps on my phone, but Marble Falls out of 4A, Georgetown in 5A. Used to be in the same district, and so Marble Falls went down to 4A, and so Georgetown, last time we were here, was a battle. It was a rain, stormy delay, and then the Eagles came in this was in 22 when Georgetown made the run and won the state title, and Nolan Jondahl came in on relief, and the Eagles came from behind to win that one, and that was a big win that helped them head towards an opportunity to even make the playoffs, and then end up the number 1 seed after battling back, beating Liberty Hills Cedar Park, and the history is written there. The first memory for me of Nolan Jondahl coming in and the damage that he did on the mound and what he did for this Eagle team. And so fun to watch and come back here, all the memories that kind of kick-started that run for Georgetown back in 2022 when they won the 5A state title. The lefty, Brenton Liscombe, warms up here for the Marble Falls Mustangs. The Mustangs in white with the purple pinstripes, purple T-shirts underneath, with the purple hats with the MF on the top for Marble Falls. Mustangs in capital block print lettering across the front of the white jerseys in white, outlined in purple with the purple numbers on the front and back. Knee-high pants for some of the players with the purple socks as they get ready to go defensively for the Marble Falls Mustangs here in the in the first inning. Brasino in left, Nash in right, Nash in center, Mahachek in right field. Maddox at third, Whittle at second, Carter I'll get it right. It is Saturday all over. Whittle at shortstop, Carter at second, Anderson Liscombe at first base, Hambrick behind the mound, and Brenton Liscombe, the senior left-hander, on the mound for Marble Falls. And it'll bring up Jack Kiki to start the ball game here in the top of the first for the Georgetown Eagles. Kiki, Holly, and Curtin due up. Kiki will step in from the right side, shortstop for Georgetown, as the lefty Liscombe starts from the stretch. First pitch of the ball game. We're underway here at Marble Falls. Misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to junior Jack Kiki, the shortstop. Kiki back ready. The 1-0 pitch. The ball hit into right field, right center field, and it's going to be down for a leadoff single for the shortstop, Jack Kiki. Got it just over the outstretched arm of the jumping Carter at second base. Into right center field. The Eagles have an opening base runner on the first hit of the ball game. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 6, Luke Holly. Luke will step in. First at bat last night at Conley, had a 2 RBI triple, and then got walked the next 3 plate appearances. Steps in here. Liscom's first pitch. Holly hits it out towards short. Up with it is Whittle. Flipped to second for 1, but not in time to turn the double play. So they'll get the lead runner on the fielder's choice. That will retire Kiki 6-4 on that put out for out number 1. Luke Holly will be down at first on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the pitcher, number 21, Braden Curtin. He'll step in from the right side with 1 out and a runner at first base. Hayden Grooms moves on deck for the Eagles as Liscomb comes set in the stretch. A look over at first base. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Braden Curtin. Curtin back in. Liscomb comes set in the stretch. A look at first base. Holly leads off. Being held on by Liscomb. Throw to first. Holly off on the movement. Throw down to second will be in time. And that'll be a pickoff there for Liscomb. It'll go 1-3-4 on the pickoff. We're out number 2. So that'll erase the base runner. And now Curtin will step in with 2 outs and an 0-1 count. Here in the top of the first. Liscomb comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Curtin. Curtin unable to check his swing. They check down the first base umpire. He went around. So now it's an 0-2 count. As Curtin looks down. Where's the third base coach's box? Coach Chad Payne. Curtin back in. Liscomb comes set in the stretch. The lefty delivers the 0-2 pitch. Stays outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. Curtin back in. Liscomb. The 1-2 pitch to Curtin. Stays high through the zone for ball 2. 2-2 now. To the number 3 hitter for Georgetown, number 21, Braden Curtin. Hayden Grooms on deck. Should Curtin be able to extend this inning? Liscomb gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch. Way outside for ball 3. Now Curtin's taking it from an 0-2 count all the way to a full count. So good battle here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Curtin back in. Liscomb comes set. The payoff pitch to Curtin. Stays inside. Ball 4. So Curtin draws a 2-out walk. First walk issued by Liscomb, and now we'll have a courtesy run here. Runner is Tillman Brown. Will come on to run for the pitcher, Braden Curtin, at first base. Now Hayden Grooms, the senior third baseman, steps in, number 16. He'll step in from the right side. His first plate appearance in the ball game. Grooms last night, 2 for 2 on the night, combined with a hit by pitch and a walk. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. First pitch to Grooms. Swinging, line drive, hit into left field past the diving third baseman. And now back-to-back base runners with 2 outs here in the top of the first. We'll bring up the catcher, number 14, Braden Rogers. Hayden Grooms picks up the second hit of the ball game for the Eagles. And Braden Rogers, the junior catcher, steps in. Where's number 14? He'll step in from the right side. That'll move Colton Crutchfield on deck for Georgetown. 2 outs and now 2 runners on. First and second base occupied for Georgetown. Tillman Brown leads off second. Grooms off first. Liscomb comes set. A look at second base. The first pitch to Rogers. Catches the outside corner on the breaking pitch for a called strike. 0-1 the count. The wind is a gusting out here. You'll hear it in the mic. Tried to find the most protected place here in the stands by the press box. Liscomb comes set. A look at second base. The 0-1 pitch to Rogers. And Rogers sends it down the right field line, but that's going to push foul, just foul on the third base line. And now Rogers behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. The camera is shaking. I wouldn't be surprised. Wind is a blowing. Anything hit up in the air towards left field should be challenged. 320 down the left field line. and the right field line. 350 to the gaps in left field and right field. Liscombe turns towards second, but no throw. Tillman back standing. 365 to dead straightaway center field here at Marble Falls. Liscombe comes set. The 0-2 pitch to Rogers. Low and outside, a wild pitch. Gets past the catcher, and that'll allow both runners to move up in a scoring position. A 1-ball, 2-strike count out of Rogers. Tillman Brown advances up to a third on that wild pitch. And on the same wild pitch, Hayden Grooms moves up to second base. First wild pitch from Brenton Liscombe in the ball game. And now, base hit. Potentially score 2 for Georgetown here. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Rogers ready to go. Liscombe comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Rogers slashes it down the first baseline, foul. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1-ball, 2 strikes. Rogers climbs back in the box from the right side. Liscombe a look in to his catcher, Hambrick. Rogers will take time and step out. And now we all reset. Tillman Brown down at third. Grooms at second. Rogers back in for the right side. Liscombe comes set. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Ball hit out towards right. The first baseman, Anderson Liscombe, fields it. Pitches to his brother, Brenton. He'll step on the bag in time to retire Rogers and the Eagles here in the top of the first. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. After half an inning, Georgetown 0. Marble Falls coming up to bat. Georgetown baseball continues in just a moment. Back live here at Marble Falls. We go to the bottom of the first as Curtin goes through his warm-up pitches. Defensively for the Eagles, Crutchfield in left, Holly in center, Ritchie in right, Hayden Grooms at third, Kiki at short, Jalem Hunter at second, and Ryan Castilleja at first base. Behind the plate, Braden Rogers, and on the mound, the junior right-hander, number 21, Braden Curtin. He'll face off against the top 3 of the Marble Falls lineup to start the first inning. Number 14, Cannon Cochran. Number 2, John Allen Whittle. And number 5, Crawford Maddox. Due up here for the Mustangs. In the top of the inning, Brenton Liscombe got out of the inning with a couple of nice plays there defensively. That 1-3-4 pickoff to catch Luke Holly on first movement, headed to second base. And then the play there to end it from Liscombe to Liscombe. 3-1 on that putout. Only threw 15 pitches in that first inning, even going through 6 hitters in the Eagle lineup, 5 hitters in the Eagle lineup. And now that'll bring up the DH, number 14, Cannon Cochran. He'll step in from the right side. Where's number 14? As Braden Curtin looks in. He'll work out of the windup here. Curtin works from the first base side of the rubber. Looks in to Rogers. Gets things going here in the bottom of the first inning live. Marble Falls, Texas. Beautiful day here for high school baseball. The first pitch. Ground ball hit out to short. Kiki to his left. Fields it. The throw across the diamond in time. 4 out, number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 6-3 on the putout. Kiki to Castilleja to retire Cannon Cochran. That'll bring up number 2, the shortstop, John Allen Whittle. He'll step in for the right side with one out. The base is empty. Curtin looks in, gets the sign. The first pitch to Whittle. Up and outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. Whittle back in. The 1-0 pitch. Popped up on the infield. See if it'll stay in. And Curtin off the mound, but unable to make the play. Ball blew. It came back behind home plate. They blew down the third base line. And it lands on the ground. So it'll be a strike for Whittle. Make the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Keep his at bat alive. Whittle back in for the right side. Curtin looks in, gets the sign. The 1-1 pitch to Whittle. Pop fly to the right side. Second baseman, Jalem Hunter, calls for it and makes the catch on the run in front of Tate Ritchie in shallow right field for out number 2. P4 in the book to retire Whittle. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter in the Marble Falls Mustangs lineup. No, third baseman, number 5, Crawford Maddox. Maddox will step in from the right side as well. 2 outs and the base is empty here in the bottom of the first. Curtin from the windup, the first pitch to Maddox. It's in there for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Curtin ready to go. The 0-1 pitch. Break the pitch stays up for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Owen Nash, the center fielder, waits on deck. Should Crawford Maddox be able to reach base and extend the inning here in the bottom of the first? From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Chase in the breaking ball down in the dirt. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 now. So 1 ball, 2 strike count to Crawford Maddox. 2 outs and the base is empty in the bottom of the first for the Mustangs. Curtin's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Mustangs go down in order here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 1 complete, Georgetown 0, Marble Falls 0. Georgetown Eagle baseball will continue in just a moment. We come back to Marble Falls High School. We go to the top of the second inning as Brenton Liscombe will face off against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Georgetown. Colton Crutchfield, Ryan Castilleja, and Jalem Hunter due up here for Georgetown. Crutchfield will step in from the right side, the left fielder. Ready to go, the Liscombe, the lefty. From the stretch, the first pitch to Crutchfield. Stays low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. 5 batters faced in the top of the first for Liscombe. 2 hits given up. Got out of the inning with no damage and 15 pitches thrown. The 1-0 pitch to Crutchfield. Crutchfield fouls it off back to the screen. 1-1 the count now. the senior left fielder. Crutchfield back in for the right side. Liscombe comes set. The 1-1 pitch. And a check swing, but off the knob of the bat for a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. One ball, 2 strikes. To Colton Crutchfield here, leading off the top of the second. The 1-2 pitch. Crutchfield ground ball pulled foul down the third baseline. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1-2 the count. Crutchfield back in from the right side. Liscombe comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. Up and away. Gets past the catcher for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. Crutchfield ready to go. Liscombe comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. Off the catcher Hambrick. And now a full count. So now a full count to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second for Georgetown. Colton Crutchfield, the left fielder. He'll step back in here. Liscombe comes set. The payoff pitch. Crutchfield pulls it foul down the third baseline. A little half-hearted effort there by Coach Payne in the third base coach's box. Lets that one go down the line. A little better effort, though, than Vieira did last year in the third base coach's box. So we're getting a little more activity out of the coaches this year. With Vieira moving to the dugout. Crutchfield back in. Another payoff pitch from Liscombe. Swing and a miss, strike 3. For out number 1, first strike out of the ball game for Liscombe. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 18, senior Ryan Castilleja. He'll step in from the right side and move Jalem Hunter, the second baseman, to the on-deck circle. Castilleja ready from the right side. Liscombe comes set in the stretch. Break and pitch finds the back door for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball hit down the right field line. The wind is going to keep this in play. And Anderson Liscombe, the first baseman in foul territory, will make the catch for out number 2. P3 in the book to retire Castilleja. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 2, Jalem Hunter. Trying to get one of the pass balls out of his back pocket. It's stuck in there. Hey, get the cheer from his teammates there. And now Hunter will step in from the right side with 2 outs and the base is empty. The number 8 hitter in the Georgetown lineup. Liscombe looks in. Out comes set in the stretch. The first pitch to Jalem Hunter. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Tate Ritchie on deck. Should Hunter be able to extend the inning here for Georgetown in the top of the second? Liscombe comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Hunter. Skips in about 5 feet short for ball 1. 1-1 the count. I think Cambrick took it off his right shoulder there. The umpire walks the ball out to Liscombe to give catcher Hambrick a chance to reset. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to the second baseman, Jalem Hunter. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Base is empty for the Eagles. Liscombe comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Jalem Hunter puts it in between the third and shortstop, and that'll be a 2-out single for the Eagles. And so they had another 2-out base runner. Third hit of the ball game for Georgetown. And that'll bring up Tate Ritchie, the right fielder. Number 4, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. With 2 outs and a runner at first. Last night, Tate 3 for 3 in the ball game. 3 singles, scored 3 runs, a couple stolen bases, and RBI. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Hunter being held on by Anderson Liscombe at first. The first pitch to Ritchie. Breaking ball, catches that outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 to count. The 0-1 pitch. Ritchie gets a hold of one, drives it to left field. The left fielder, Brasino, is back about 3 steps, settles under it, makes the catch. For out number 3. F7 in the book to retire Ritchie and the Eagles here in the top of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on after an inning and a half. Georgetown 0, Marble Falls 0. Georgetown Eagle baseball continues in a moment. Back here live, Marble Falls High School, Marble Falls, Texas. Beautiful day. Wind blowing out of the right field to left field. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Mustangs will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Nash, Carter, and Mahachek. Face off against Braden Curtin on in his second inning of work for Georgetown. In the first inning for Curtin, faced the minimum. 3 hitters through 8 pitches, 1 strikeout. And now he'll face off first against the center fielder, number 13, Owen Nash. Will step in for the Mustangs from the right side. Curtin working out of the windup from the first base side of the rubber. Nash in from the right side. First pitch at the bottom of the second. On the way from Curtin to Nash. Popped up, back out of play, curls back. 0-1 the count. Both teams not afraid to attack that first pitch. Nash back in from the right side. Curtin gets the sign. The 0-1 pitch. Fisted out towards second. Jalem Hunter to his left makes the catch on the edge of the grass for out number 1. 0-4 the book to retire Nash. That'll bring up the number 5 hitter, the second baseman, number 11, Grant Carter.
Number 11, Grant Carter.
Carter will step in from the right side. 1 out, bases empty here in the bottom of the second. Curtin from the windup. First pitch to Carter. This is low and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Mahachek, the right fielder, on deck for the Mustangs. The 1-0 pitch. Carter fouls it off back to the screen, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curtin gets the sign from Rogers. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Low and away. Carter able to check his swing. 1 ball, 2 strike, or 2 balls, 1 strike. To the second baseman, Grant Carter. Curtin gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball down the third baseline, trickles foul. That'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hear the wind in the microphones. Curtin to look in. Gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Grooms, the third baseman, calls for it, makes the catch. For out number 2. P5 in the book to record the out of Carter. And with 2 outs and the base is empty, that'll bring up the right fielder. Number 12. Treyu Mahachek. He'll step in for the left side. A little odd. First left-handed hitter in the game. Mahachek will step in. Snuggles up nice and close in the box. The first pitch from Curtin. In there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Nice pitch there that tailed away from the left-handed hitting Mahachek for the called strike. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, base is empty. Here in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 pitch. Stays up and away for ball 1. Cade Brasino, the left fielder, on deck. Should Mahachek reach base here with 2 outs. Curtin gets the sign from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Braden Curtin strikes out Mahachek for out number 3 to end the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on after 2 complete. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Mustangs. We go to the top of the third when we come back live with Georgetown Baseball in a moment. Back here at Marble Falls High School, we go to the top of the third. Wow, baseball game's so good. Just getting choked up a little bit there. Sorry. We go to the top of the third. Brayton Liscomb threw 2 innings of work. He's allowed 3 hits, struck out 1, walked 1, 1 wild pitch, thrown 30 pitches. Faces off against the 1, 2, and 3 hitters for Georgetown here. First pitch to Jack Kiki. Yanked foul down the third baseline. 0-1 the count. Kiki 1 for 1 in the ball game. Singled back in the first inning. 15 hit pitches in the first, 15 in the second for Liscomb as he works here in the third. The 0-1 pitch to Kiki. Now it sails high for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Now the chatter out of the first base dugout picks up a little bit for the Georgetown Eagles. Luke Holly on deck. Braden Curtin in the hole here in the top of the third for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch to Kiki. Down in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to the junior shortstop. Liscombe, the lefty, works out of the stretch. A long look in. Now will come set. The 2-1 pitch to Jack Kiki. Stays inside for ball 3. Hitters count here for the shortstop, Kiki. 3-1, leading off the top of the third for Georgetown in the scoreless ball game. Liscombe comes set. The 3-1 pitch. Up and in, ball 4, a leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Liscombe in the ball game. And that'll bring up Luke Holly. Luke reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Was picked off.
Luke Holly.
For the second out of the inning, steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Liscombe comes set in the stretch. The lefty, a look over at first. Kiki held on by Anderson Liscombe. The first pitch to Holly, square to bunt. Bunts it down the third baseline. It's going to be a tough play. Holly down the line, and he'll motor for an infield base hit. No one covers third. Kiki around second, all the way to third. Heads up base running by Jack Kiki, and now runners on the corners with no outs here in the top of the third. A heads up play there by Jack Kiki as the third baseman, Maddox, at charge, picked it up, couldn't make the throw, and no one covered third base. So a great bunt base hit there for the fourth hit of the ball game for Georgetown. Now runners on the corners for Brayton Curtin with no outs here in the top of the third. Grooms moves into on-deck slot for Georgetown. Holly leads off first. Kiki off third. Curtin squares to show the bunt. Now Liscombe will step off. The third baseman, Maddox, about 15 feet in on the grass at third base. He'll back up now, back even with the cut of the grass, and now a timeout. And Hambrick, the catcher, will go out to visit with his pitcher. The Eagles applying some pressure here in the top of the third. A leadoff walk, and then a beautiful bunt single. And now Coach Pierre will use the opportunity to talk to his hitter, Brayton Curtin. Curtin will step back in for the right side. He's 0 for 0 in the ball game. Walked back in the first inning, was left stranded at third base. Steps in here with no outs and runners on first and third. Curtin shows the bunt early, a throw over to first base, and Holly back standing easily. The chatter picking up for Georgetown. There's the Crows. Heard them on Wednesday night. Back out today. Liscombe comes set. Curtin squares the bunt, the pitch. Curtin pulls it back and takes the pitch outside for ball 1. Want to know the count. To the pitcher, Brayton Curtin. In the 3-hole today for the Eagles. Liscombe comes set. A look at first base. The 1-0 pitch. Holly off and running. The pitch in the dirt. Good block by Hambrick. That'll keep Kiki down at third. But a stolen base by Luke Holly has runners at second and third now with no outs and a 2-0 count to Brayton Curtin. Two balls, no strikes, no outs. Runners at second and third. Liscombe comes set. The 2-0 pitch to Curtin. Breaking ball just stays just high through the zone. And now a 3-0 count here. Curtin back in for the right side, ready to go. Liscombe comes set. The 3-0 pitch. Down low in the dirt, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. Third walk issued in the ball game by Brenton Liscombe. And that'll bring up Peyton Grooms, the third baseman. He's 1 for 1 of the ball game. Singled in the first, left stranded at second base. Courtesy runner down at first as Curtin will step off. And Tillman Brown will come on to courtesy run for the pitcher. Grooms steps in with the bases full of Eagle base runners. No outs here in the top of the third. Braden Rogers moves into the on-deck circle. Grooms, a first pitch swinging base hit into left field back in the first inning. Liscombe comes set from the stretch. The first pitch to Grooms. Outside for ball 1. Grooms will step back in for the right side. 1-0 the count. Kiki down at short, or at third. Now a timeout here. Hambrick will go back out to talk with his pitcher, Brenton Liscombe. Kiki the runner at third. Holly the runner at second. Tillman Brown running. Braden Curtin at first base. Now Curtin back, or Grooms back in from the right side. Liscombe comes set, the 1-0 pitch. That one low and in the dirt. Great stop by Hambrick. 2-0 the count now to Grooms. Liscombe will give chase to his hat that blew off. Gusty winds out here today. Beautiful Marble Falls, Texas. Now ready to go. Grooms back in for the right side. Liscombe comes set in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch to Grooms. Hayden takes it for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Hayden back in from the right side. Liscombe came set, but then stepped off quickly, and now we'll all reset. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Bases loaded for Georgetown here at the top of the third. The 2-1 pitch. Outside corner, late breaking pitch, catches the corner for called strike 2, and now the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. To your senior third baseman, Hayden Grooms. Liscombe comes set, the 2-2 pitch. Grooms pulls it down the third baseline, fair. Kiki scores from third. Holly around third, he'll score from second. And here comes Tillman Brown around third all the way from first, and he'll score easily. A 3 RBI double for Hayden Grooms, and Georgetown breaks into the scoring column first. The 3-0 lead here in the top of the third. Great piece of hitting there by Hayden Grooms. Got it just inside the bag at the third baseline, all the way to the corner. And that'll clear the bases. Now Grooms down at second. Fifth hit of the ball game for Georgetown. And that'll bring up Braden Rogers, the catchers. 0 for 1 of the ball game. Grounded out to the first baseman back in the first inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at second. First pitch to Rogers. Swinging, line drive, left center field. It's going to get down. A diving effort there by Brasino, but he can't get to it. Groom scores easily, and it's an RBI double for Braden Rogers. 4-0. Georgetown leads it on the 6th hit of the ball game. Great piece of hitting there by Braden Rogers. And that'll bring up Colton Crutchfield. And now Justin Soto will come on to run for the catcher. Braden Rogers out at second base. Colton Crutchfield will step in. He's 0 for 1 of the ball game. Struck out back in the second inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at second. Liscombe comes set. The first pitch to Crutchfield. No pitch. Now Liscombe will turn and throw to second base. Soto dives back in safely there. First pitch to Crutchfield, low and outside off the catcher Hambrick. That'll be a wild pitch there that allows Soto to move up to third base. Second wild pitch of the ball game. 1-0 the count to Crutchfield. Liscombe comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Crutchfield. Crutchfield, fly ball into shallow center field, but the wind's going to play with it, and it's over the head of the center fielder, and it's going to drop. The ball started out about the flag in right center field. It got up into that wind. It got over the head of Nash. And that'll score the 5th run. Looking to see what they put it up on the board, if they see it as a 6th, 7th hit or the first error. Wind is playing havoc, and they are going to give an error on that one. First strike to Ryan Castilleja. 0-1 the count to the first baseman. 0 for 1 of the game. Popped out to first base into foul territory. Back of the second. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at second. The 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt. Hambrick will keep that in front of him. So Crutchfield unable to advance. So the 2-base error there. One and 1 the count to Castilleja. Liscombe comes set, a look at second base. The 1-1 pitch. Castilleja fisted out towards right field. It's going to get through. It'll be an RBI base hit for Castilleja. A hole created there with a second baseman trying to keep the runner close at second, and an RBI single by Castilleja makes it a 6-0 ball game. 7th hit of the game for the Eagles. So Castilleja to first. The first pitch here to Jalem Hunter is swinging a miss, strike 1. Hunter 1 for 1 of the ball game. Singled back at the second, was left stranded. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first base. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now. The 1-1 pitch. Hunter squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes it low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Hunter, the 8th hitter of the ball game, of the inning. Georgetown still with no outs in the inning. 6 runs across, a runner at first base. 1-1, 2-1 count to Hunter. Liscombe comes set, a look at first base. The 2-1 pitch. Hunter bunts at it. Misses that for a called strike 2. Throw back behind Castilleja on first, not in time. So now Hunter will step in with 2-ball, 2-strike count. No outs and a runner at first. Tate Ritchie, the number 9 hitter for Georgetown, waits on deck. Liscombe comes set. Called 3rd strike. And Hunter down looking for out number 1. 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Brenton Liscombe. First out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tate Ritchie with 1 out and a runner at first. Ritchie 0 for 1 of the ball game as he flew out. Back of the 2nd inning to the left fielder, Brasino. Ritchie will step in from the right side. Castilleja leads off first, being held on by Anderson Liscombe. The throw over to first base. Gets away from the first baseman. Castilleja up. He'll make it to second base. He'll be held there. So that'll move the runner into scoring position at second now. Should be another error there on the Mustangs. Throwing error there by Liscombe. Oh, the 2nd error of the inning. Moves the runner into scoring position. Tate Ritchie now back in from the right side. 1 out, the runner at second here in the top of the 3rd. 6 runs across for Georgetown. The first pitch to Ritchie. Tate lays off and takes it on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count to the senior right fielder. Tate Ritchie on deck. Jack Kiki, the shortstop. Liscombe comes set, a look at second base. And now a time at home plate by Tate Ritchie. Tate will reset, step back in from the right side. No ball, 1 strike count, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch. Stays high through the zone for a ball. 1-1 the count. Let's give a look at second. The 1-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Next pitch here will double the pitch count for Liscum. 30th of the inning. Called strike there on a fastball at the top of the zone. 2-2 now the count. The number 9 hitter in the lineup, the 9th hitter of the inning for Georgetown, Tate Ritchie. Liscum comes set, a look at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Tate sends it into right field. Mahachek comes in, will make the catch. Castilleja will tag up, he's headed to third. The throw will be cut off. So a good job there by Ritchie. Productive out as he moves the runner 90 feet away now with 2 outs. F9 in the book to retire Ritchie for the second out. That'll bring up Jack Kiki. Kiki 1 for 1 in the ball game. Singled in the first, walked and scored a run earlier here in the third inning. Steps in with 2 outs and a runner at third. The first pitch to Kiki. Outside for ball 1. Liscum comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back out of play by Kiki, and that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. Kiki fouls it back to the screen. Now Liscum ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 6 runs across here in the top of the third. Thanks to 4 Eagle hits and a couple of errors from the Mustangs. The 1-2 pitch. Kiki lays off. Takes it just high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs. Runner at third here in the top of the third. The 2-2 pitch from Liscum. I was waiting for it to play out and see what they called. It's fouled off by Kiki on the swing. Looked like it hit the ground. Or checking with the field umpire if it hit the ground or if it was caught by Hambrick off the foul for a 3rd strike. And it did hit the ground, so count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kiki alive in the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's that wind picking up in the microphone down on the field. Kiki back in from the right side. Liscum comes set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Kiki sends it into right center field. Mahachek will give chase but can't get to it. It's down for another base hit. An RBI single by Kiki keeps the inning alive. 7 runs now on the board on the 8th hit of the ball game. As Castilleja cruises in from third base. The 7th run of the inning, and that'll bring up Luke Holly. Holly 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and scored a run back earlier in this inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 11th hitter of the inning for Georgetown. 7-0 lead here in the top of the third. The 0-1 pitch. Break a pitch, catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. 0-2 the count now. To the center fielder, Luke Holly. Liscum comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. Holly chases it. Hambrick will have to throw down to first. And does for out number 3. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Liscum brings the top of the third to a close. But not before Georgetown picks up 7 runs on 5 hits. 2 errors and 1 runner left on base. After 2.5 innings, Georgetown leads it 7-0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. Back here live, Marble Falls High School. We go to the bottom of the third. Georgetown at the top of the third. Put up 7 runs on 5 hits. Had 2 Marble Falls errors. Left one runner on base. The biggest thing is they got the pitch count of Brenton Liscombe up. He had 30 pitches through 2 innings, through 40 there in the third. And now Curtin back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work for the Eagles. Through 2 innings, he struck out 2. Allowed no hits, has faced the minimum 6 hitters. He'll face off against the 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the bottom of the third. Brasino, Liscombe, and Hambrick. Cade Brasino, the left fielder, steps in from the right side. First at bat of the ball game. Curtin out of the windup, the first pitch at the bottom of the third. Low and outside for ball 1. 8 pitches thrown in the first inning, 11 in the second for Curtin, 19 in the ball game so far. And delivers the 2-0 pitch here to Brasino. Up and in for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Anderson Liscombe, the first baseman on deck. Brayson Hambrick, the catcher, in the hole for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third. A 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Tough pitch to hit there. Great location to live. Both pitchers have done a good job there. Enjoying that outside corner. Brasino back in. Curtin, the 2-1 pitch. Foul tip into the glove of Rogers for strike 2. From the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Line drive hit into left field. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the third for the Mustangs. Cade Brasino stripes that one into left field. First hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. Base runner on first, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Anderson Liscombe. Where's number 3? He'll step in for the right side with no outs and a runner at first. Marble Falls trying to make some noise of their own here in the third inning after giving up 7 in the top half. Castilleja holds Brasino on, throw over. He dives back in safely. Tuesday night, Eagle Field at Georgetown High School. Come join in. The Eagles will take on the Eastview Patriots, 7 p.m. first pitch in the first game of 2. First pitch here to Liscombe, sails high for ball 1. Tuesday night, Thursday night, your opportunities to enjoy some of that crosstown classic, the Battle of San Gabriel. Tuesday night at Georgetown, Thursday night at Eastview's Patriot Park. Runner off. Rogers is going to throw down. The throw on the base. Tag applied. And Brasino out at first on the caught stealing. 2-6. Rogers to Kiki for out number 1 on the caught stealing. Nice throw there. Nice tag. And the base runner erased for the Mustangs. 1-1 the count now to Anderson Liscombe. Curtin back in the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Misses up and away. Ball 2. 2-1 the count now. The 2-1 pitch to Liscombe. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Beautiful pitch there by Curtin. And now the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Curtin gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. Tried to check his swing and couldn't. And strike out for out number 2. Third strikeout of the ball game for Curtin. And with 2 outs and the base is empty, that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Brayson Hambrick, the catcher for the Mustangs. Hambrick steps in from the right side. Curtin from the windup gets the sign. The first pitch to Hambrick. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Hambrick back in. Curtin gets the sign. The 0-1 pitch to the catcher, Hambrick. Pops it up right side of the infield. Jalem Hunter drifts back about 5 steps onto the grass and makes the catch for out number 3. And through 3 innings, Curtin has faced the minimum. 9 hitters, giving up just 1 hit. That runner raced on a caught stealing. After 3 innings, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Eagles. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Mustangs. 7-0, Georgetown leads it. Eagle baseball will continue in a moment. As we go to the top of the 4th, the new pitcher on for the Marble Falls Mustangs. It'll be number 5, Crawford Maddox, going from third base to the mound. And defensively in for the Mustangs. And third base comes on Cade Oslund, I believe we're going to pronounce it. He wears number 8. He's down at third base now defensively for the Mustangs. Curtin will step in to lead off the top of the 4th. Take the first pitch from Maddox in there for a called strike. Curtin has been walked in both of his plate appearances. Scored a run in the 3rd. Tillman Brown scored it in his place. Courtesy running. The 0-1 pitch. Misses for ball 1. 1-1 to count. So in 3 innings of work, Liscomb threw 70 pitches. Gave up 7 runs on 8 hits. Struck out 3, walked 3, 2 wild pitches. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Curtin. The 1-2 pitch to Curtin. Breaking pitch. Curtin, great job of fouling that one off there to stay alive. Late breaking pitch came across. 1 ball, 2 strikes remains the count to the Eagle pitcher, Braden Curtin. Grooms on deck. Rogers in the hole for the Eagles here in the top of the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball fouled off of the leg of Curtin. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. The junior right-hander. Maddox comes set. The 1-2 pitch to Curtin. Curtin pulls it foul down the third baseline and continues the battle here. Crawford Maddox on here in the top of the fourth for the Mustangs. The righty comes set, the 1-2 pitch to Curtin. And a swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Maddox. Fourth of the game for Mustang pitchers. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Hayden Grooms. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Single and left-stranded in the first, and 3 RBI double in the third. Scored a run as well. Steps in here with the bases empty and 1 out. Hayden in from the right side. Maddox comes set, the first pitch. This is just low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the third baseman, Hayden Grooms. The 1-0 pitch. Grooms hits it out towards third and in between. Third and short into left field. It's third base hit of the ball game for Hayden Grooms. First hit allowed by Maddox, 9th of the ball game for Eagle hitters. And in steps Brayton Rogers, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 at the ball game. Grounded out in the first. All right. And he had an RBI double in the third. And now Zeke Hernandez will come on. The pinch run for Hayden Grooms at first base.
Give that Tyler 20 for 16.
That was Ezekiel Hernandez. Zeke comes in to run. At first base. First pitch to Rogers. Base hit into left field past the diving third baseman. Back-to-back singles has the runners on first and second for Georgetown. Nice piece of hitting there by Rogers. His second hit of the ball game. 10th for Eagle hitters. And a courtesy runner as Soto comes on to run for the catcher, Rogers. Now steps up the center fielder. Correction, the left fielder. Couldn't even read my own L. Colton Crutchfield will step in. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error and scored a run in the third. First pitch to Crutchfield. Misses outside for ball 1. So Crutchfield steps in here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Zeke Hernandez down at second. Soto, the courtesy runner for Rogers at first. A 1-0 pitch. Nope. Going to turn towards second and throw back. Zeke Hernandez back safely standing there at second. I almost made a comment about the wind dying down, and there it comes back. There it comes back. A gust out of from behind us. The 1-0 pitch. Crutchfield, pop fly right side of the infield. Anderson Briseño Liscombe runs for it, and no one can get to it. But the runners have to hold, so they're going to get the force out at second base. That ball died. Coach Tyler Porter is going to argue it's a pop-up on the infield, but the argument here would be it's not a routine fly ball. That one was knocked down by the wind. It's not a routine play, so we'll see what they call it here. Coach Vieira takes a few steps out of the dugout to wait the ruling. I think we'll have a discussion back and forth either way there. And runners on first and second with less than 2 outs. So a infield fly situation. But it's got to be a routine fly ball, I believe, is if it's stated correctly. But so now there's going to be a discussion. They're saying that the field umpire did point up for the infield fly rule, but no one called it out loud. So they're now one umpire talking to Jordan Vieira, one talking to Tyler Porter. So we'll go for a ruling here in a minute.
Before y'all start yelling, that's on me.
So the batter's out on the infield fly. Not sure why Soto's going to be at second, but the runners are at second and third now with 2 outs. So the reporter has it right, and it's a fair argument. The runner's going to be safe. They didn't tag it. They stepped on the base. But because the infield fly wasn't called, the play continued as it wasn't verbal. And so now runners at second and third with 2 outs. First pitch to Castilleja, misses for ball 1. So Crutchfield is ruled out on the infield fly for out number 2. Soto is up at second. Zeke Hernandez at third. And an 1 ball, no strike count to Castilleja. Maddox comes set. And now he'll turn towards second, now third. Both runners back quickly. No throw there. So we reset. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Georgetown here at the top of the 4th. Maddox's 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike on a check swing by Castilleja. 1-1 the count now to the senior first baseman. Maddox comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. The 2-1 pitch catches the inside corner for a called strike 2. 2-2 now the count. So Deuce is wild here in the top of the 4th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on at second and third for Georgetown. Maddox comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Castilleja. Misses low, ball 3. So now a full count to the first baseman, Castilleja, who's 1 for 2 in the ball game. An RBI single in the 3rd. Popped out to first in the 2nd. Scored a run. The payoff pitch. Castilleja ground ball out towards short. The shortstop up with it. The throw, Whittle across the diamond in time for out number 3. 6-3 on the putout. And the Eagles are retired here in the top of the 4th. No run on 2 hits. And no errors. And 2 runners left on base. After 3.5, Georgetown 7. Marble Falls 0. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. Back here live, Marble Falls High School. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Some defensive changes for the Eagles. Now at third base, Ezekiel Hernandez, number 20. He will start there, the senior, or the junior. Senior, I'll figure it out. Ezekiel Hernandez at third. In left field, Justin Soto comes in for Crutchfield, number 17. And in center field, number 22, the junior, number 22, Clayton King. So defensively for the Eagles, Soto in left, King in center, Ritchie in right. Hernandez at third, Kiki at short. Jalen Hunter at second, Castillo at first. Rogers still behind the plate, and Braden Curtin still on the mound for your Georgetown Eagles here as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to number 14, Cannon Cochran, the leadoff man. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for the Mustangs. Curtin from the windup, the 0-1 pitch to Cochran. Breaking pitch misses for ball one. 1-1 to count. Cochran 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to short back in the first inning. Steps in here to lead things off for the Mustangs in the bottom of the fourth. Curtin from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Unable to check his swing is Cochran. Check down to the first base. The field umpire says he went around. 1-2 the count now. Cannon Cochran, the DH. From the right side, ready to go. Curtin's 1-2 pitch. Stays up and in for ball two. 2-2 now the count. Whittle and Maddox also due up here in the top or bottom of the fourth for the Mustangs. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike three on the corner on the breaking pitch. Beautiful pitch there by Curtin for out number one. It's his fourth strikeout of the ball game. And with one out, in steps the shortstop, number 2, John Allen Whittle. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped up to the second baseman back in inning number 1. Steps in here with the bases empty and one out. Curtin from the windup, the first pitch to Whittle. Line drive sent out into center field. King gives chase, and he'll run it down. Nice job there by Clayton King. He runs it down on the left center field gap for out number 2. L8 in the book to retire Whittle. And that'll bring up the pitcher, number 5, Crawford Maddox. Maddox 0 for 1 of the ball game. Struck out back in the first inning. Steps in here with 2 outs and the bases empty. From the right side, the first pitch from Curtin. Breaking pitch misses for ball 1. Through 3 innings, Curtin's only allowed 1 hit, struck out 3, thrown 31 pitches. As he works here in his 4th inning of today's ball game. Gets the sign from Rogers, the 1-0 pitch. Stays up and in, almost hit him. Gets out of the way, and a 2-0 count now to Maddox. Curtin ready to go. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled off, back to the screen. 2-1 now the count. To the pitcher, Crawford Maddox. Came on a relief there in the 4th inning. Curtin gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch to Maddox. Ground ball hit out towards second. To his left, Hunter can't pull it in. Took a high hop, goes off the glove into right field. So the Mustangs have a base runner here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Looking for the official ruling there. They're going to call it an error hit. So far they haven't called it either. That'll bring up the number 4 hitter, the center fielder, Owen Nash. And they'll go a base hit there. Second hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. Nash steps in, first pitch. Sends it into center field. And it's going to drop for a back-to-back hits with 2 outs for the Mustangs as it falls in front of Clayton King. Oh, Texas leaguer, nice base hit there by Owen Nash. Now runners at first and second. Third hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. Eagles have a man up in the bullpen. Cooper Thomas warming up down in the first base bullpen for the Eagles. In steps Grant Carter, the second baseman. 2 outs and runners on first and second. The first pitch to Carter. Up and in, ball 1. Maddox down at second. Carter off first, or Nash off first. Carter at the plate. The 1-0 pitch to Carter. Holds up and takes it for a called strike. On deck, Atreyu Mahachek for the Mustangs. Should Carter be able to extend the inning here? Curtin from the stretch comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch stays up and in for ball 2. 2-1 the count. You're in the bottom of the 4th. 7-0 lead for Georgetown. Marble Falls with 2 outs. Has back-to-back singles. The 2-1 pitch to Carter. Misses outside for ball 3. Curtin will come set. The 3-1 pitch to Carter. That's on the outside corner for a call strike 2, and now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. Maddox from second, Nash from first. Curtin looks in, gets the sign from Rogers. Comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball hit out over the mound. Kiki will charge. Field. He can't get it. Here comes the runner home. Kiki's throw home. Rogers. It's in the dirt. Rogers unable to gather it in as Kiki threw it low and bounced into Rogers. And that'll score Maddox all the way around from second. They'll roll an infield single there. On the little pounder. Maddox scores the first run for the Mustangs. Nash all the way around to third. Four hits now for the Mustangs. The pitch to Mahacek, fouled off back to the screen, 0-1 to count. Atreyu Mahacek, the right fielder, 0 for 1, struck out back in the second inning. Steps in here with runners on first and third. 2 outs and 1 run across in the inning. The 0-1 pitch, line drive, hit to left field. Soto drifts to his right about 3 steps and makes the catch. 4 out, number 3 to retire the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 4th. L7 in the book, but the Mustangs respond with 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 4 complete, Georgetown 7, Marble Falls 1. Georgetown Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
Yeah, I'm the big homie. For those of y'all that don't know me, one and only, name another rapper this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby shaking baked Brody. Pin rolling, never sleep, I just keep going. Hit my peak now, I just started like my name Tommy. Had a vision, this was destined for my life story. Bible by my side, I keep it like a gun on me. War ready and we ain't afraid to get bloody. Told me I should quit my day job, that's funny. Hey, will always elevate me, I'ma keep showing. Out and selling, record spinning, it ain't never slowing. Take the stakes, take the crown, I don't need it, got the sound. I'ma be the king forever, even when they count me out. Favorite rapper, raise a bar from the ground. Taking risks you never dreamed to get my name up out your mouth. Don't talk, it's silent on the floor, kings walk. We gon' drag your body through the door in shock. How I got 'em asking for a tour, man, stop. I'ma need a second, maybe more. I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know me. One and only, name another rapper this Cody. Can't show me these down bad rap phonies. Take a pic to Ricky Bobby shaking baked Brody. Independent on my own, on my stand. Taking handouts, not for me, I like the back of my demands. Bet against me, I'ma need that money coming in advance. I play with God's hand, you ain't never stood a chance. Take over your playlist, I'm that dude, set the mood. Know I've always been on top, I play it cool, nothing new. They said I should flex and then bring in the juice. School the rules, came and stuck up the game and we running fools. On the loose, I'm the big homie, for those of y'all that don't know me. One and only, name another rapper.
Back here at Marble Falls High School, we go to the top of the 5th inning. Another pitcher on for the Mustangs. It'll be the first baseman, the lefty freshman, Anderson Liscombe, coming in relief for the Mustangs. In one inning pitch by Maddox. He allowed 2 hits, struck out 1. Kept the Eagles off the scoreboard. Maddox will now move defensively to first base, and Liscombe moves from first base to the mound. So this is Anderson Liscombe, freshman left-hander. Brenton Liscombe, the left-hander, senior left-hander, went the first 3 innings. This is his younger brother, Anderson. In steps Jalem Hunter. The 8-9-1 hitters due up for Georgetown. Hunter, Ritchie, and Kiki due up for Georgetown. Hunter will step in from the right side, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Singled and left stranded in the second, struck out in the third. Takes the first pitch from Liscombe outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch outside. Jalem Hunter way ahead. From the windup, the 3-0 pitch. Jalem taking all the way, takes it for a called strike. 3-1 now the count to the second baseman, Jalem Hunter. Liscombe, the 3-1 pitch. Hunter takes a breaking pitch, tails away from him for a called strike. 3-2 now the count. So Anderson Liscombe has worked his way back to a full count here against Hunter to lead off the top of the fifth. The payoff pitch. Hunter fouls it back to the screen, stays alive. 18 pitches thrown by Maddox in his 1 inning of work. 70 thrown in 3 innings by Brenton Liscombe. And on the payoff pitch, it's low in the dirt. So Jalem Hunter draws a leadoff walk from Anderson Liscombe. His first walk issued. 4th walk of the ball game for Georgetown hitters. That'll bring up Tate Ritchie. Tate 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to left field in the second, flew out to right field in the third. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Jack Kiki on deck for the Eagles. Anderson Liscombe now will move to the stretch with a runner on. First pitch to Ritchie, squares, bunts, out down the third baseline. Anderson up with it. His throw to first. It's going to be off line. Pulls the first baseman Maddox off the bag. Ritchie gets by. So the throw from Liscombe pulls the first baseman off the bag. Should be the 3rd error of the ball game. So Ritchie reaches base. Jalem Hunter up to second. So we'll give the E1 to the pitcher, Liscombe. And now Kiki steps in. Squares the bunt, pulls it back, and takes it up and away for ball 1. Kiki 2 for 2 in the ball game. Single in the first. Walked and scored a run in his first plate appearance in the third. And then an RBI single in his second plate appearance in the third inning. 2 hits on the day for Kiki as he stands in here with runners on first and second. No outs here in the top of the 5th. On deck is Clayton King, the center fielder. Came on defensively in the bottom of the 4th. The chirping continues for the dugout. Liscombe a look in. Comes set. A look back at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Kiki squares the bunt. Bunts it out in front of the mound. Liscombe up with it. His throws to third, and it's not in time. So all the runners will be safe on the fielder's choice. Jalem Hunter gets into third safely there. Ahead of the throw. Ritchie up to second. Jack Kiki to first. And now Clayton King will step in with no outs and the base is loaded. As Cooper Thomas moves into the on-deck circle. Looks like he'll come in on the mound for the Eagles. The bottom of the inning. First pitch is up and away for ball 1 to King. 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 to Clayton King now. The base is full of Eagle base runners. No outs here at the top of the 5th. 7-1 lead. Hear the wind whistling around, picking up here. The 2-0 pitch. Clayton takes it for a called strike. 2-1 now the count. King hits from the right side. 2-1 pitch. Up and in. Almost hit him. Takes it for ball 3. 3-1 now the count to King. No outs and the base is full of Eagles. Liscombe comes set. The 3-1 pitch. King takes it high. Ball 4. Second walk issued by Liscombe. 5th of the ball game for the Eagles. And an RBI there for Clayton King. Scores Jalen Hunter. And in steps the sophomore, Cooper Thomas. He'll step in for the right side as he comes in here to hit for the Eagles. The prediction that he'll stay in defensively on the mound to pitch for Georgetown. Kiki moves up to second base. Ritchie over to third, and now no outs. The base is still loaded. 1 run across. It's 8-0, 8-1. First pitch to Thomas misses for a ball. The 1-0 pitch to Cooper. Fouled back off of himself there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Shakes off the ill effects of the fouled off ball off his inside of his left foot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooper Thomas, bases full of Eagles, no outs, 1 run across in the inning. The 1-1 pitch, fouls it back. Now the count 1-2. Zeke Hernandez in the on-deck circle for the Eagles. The 1-2 pitch misses for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Cooper Thomas. Ritchie down at third. Kiki at second. Clayton King at first. 2-2 pitch driven up the middle. An RBI base hit for Cooper Thomas. That'll score Tate Ritchie. So an RBI single for Cooper Thomas. Puts across the 9th run of the ball game for Georgetown. On the 11th hit. Jaden Howell will come in and run for the pitcher, Cooper Thomas. Zeke Hernandez subbed in defensively in the bottom of the 4th. So because Cooper has not gone to the mound yet, it's not considered a courtesy runner for the pitcher. So Cooper Thomas back to the bag to run for himself.
Yeah, he wanted a courtesy runner.
So now after Cooper throws a pitch in the bottom half of the inning, if he comes back up and gets on base, they can courtesy run for the pitcher. So Zeke Hernandez steps in. First pitch is up and away for ball 1 to Hernandez. Hernandez came in defensively in the bottom of the inning at third base for Hayden Grooms. Bats here in the top of the 5th. Base is loaded. 2 runs across in the inning. The 1-0 pitch. Hernandez will take it for a called strike. 1-1 the count now. Nine to 1. Georgetown leads it. The 1-1 pitch. Hernandez takes it low in the dirt for ball 2. Hambrick with a good block to keep the runners at bay. Kiki down at third. Clayton King at second. Cooper Thomas at first. A swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. 2-2. Now the count to Zeke Hernandez. Braden Rogers on deck. Justin Soto in the hole for Georgetown. No outs here in the top of the fifth. Runners on all the bases. The 2-2 pitch. Hernandez lays off and takes it just outside for ball 3, and now a full count. Zeke Hernandez, the third baseman. The full payoff pitch. Hernandez pops it back out of play. And it actually stays in with the win. But Maddox unable to get over in time as it lands just by the dugout. So Hernandez stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and the bases loaded. 2 runs across, a 9-1 lead for Georgetown. Anderson Liscombe, step off. Now back on the mound. Zeke Hernandez ready to go. The payoff pitch. Zeke fouls it off back over the press box. Stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Good at-bat there by Zeke Hernandez. Draws another walk. Scores another run as that drives in Jack Kiki from third base. Give the RBI there to Zeke Hernandez. Braden Rogers will step in. Braden 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. First pitch to Rogers. Takes it up and away for ball 1. Bases loaded, no outs. The 1-0 pitch to Braden. Braden, fly ball high down the left field line. Briseño can't get to it. It'll take a bounce, hit the fence. That'll score 2 runs here. Rogers advances to second base. Briseño. A long run there as that ball hung up high in the wind and bounced just before the wall. It'll be a 2 RBI double for Braden Rogers. Connor Young will come on to courtesy run for the catcher, Braden Rogers. So on the double by Rogers. Scores Clayton King and Cooper Thomas. Make it 12-1. Zeke Hernandez moves up to third base. Coach Porter checking on his left fielder, Briseño. He'll be subbed out here. Nope, he cleans off his hands. Comes back out into left field. And now a visit to the mound from Coach Tyler Porter. We'll take a break. Eagles lead at 12-1 here in the top of the fifth. Eagle baseball continues in a moment.
Royalty, put blame on me. Hate my trends. Word up OG, watch how you talking your tone. What I be on, you cannot make me a clone. You already know T versus T. Tagging the limits won't fit the criteria. Here in hysteria, saying American. Bergen. Hang around you and your crew's embarrassing. Take that sneak post down, flexing on me is hilarious. Don't take it from me, I put it in work. Listen to see where I've been. I ain't the foretelling by the masses. Read by the scroll on my saber and pen. Put down the mic and he calling me in. Can I receive it? Do it for them. You living and breathing within. They just saw verses and know me. Don't get offended, it's already written. Just shooting a movie, spend me in 2 C's. Credit for me is continued improving. One tape down and I'm still on go. Can't put in my 2 week, that's 2 week. Training myself for the day that I'm making. And proof that the bruises I got as a kid made a man that could take what I had to a dream, making music and infuse it. The style and the grace of the grace and the change in the next generation. Raising the bar for the taking. Wanna be on, come chase it.
Back here after a pitching change, number 16 comes into the ball game. It's got to be Casey Layton that takes the mound. First pitch to Soto. Comes in just high for ball 1. Soto came in defensively in the bottom of the 4th in left field for Crutchfield. Steps in here to hit in the top of the 5th. 12-1, Georgetown leads it. The 1-0 pitch in there. For a called strike, 1-1 the count to Soto, the 8th hitter of the inning for Georgetown. Runners on first, or second and third with no outs here in the inning. 5 runs across for Georgetown. Castilleja on the on-deck circle. The 1-1 pitch to Soto. Just low for ball 2. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch. Soto pops it up left side of the infield. Third baseman calls for it, makes the catch. So Oslund makes the catch for out number 1. P5 in the book to retire Soto for the first out of the inning. And in steps Ryan Castilleja. It's 1 for 3 in the day. Runners on first and second and third with 1 out. First pitch to Castilleja on the outside corner for a called strike. Casey Layton, the lefty. 1-0 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch. Castilleja drives it into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. That'll score at least 1. So an RBI single for the second time in the ball game for Castilleja. He takes that one the other way and scores. Zeke Hernandez from third base. Rogers will, or Connor Young, the courtesy runner. For the catcher, Rogers will move up to third base. Runners on the corners now. Castilleja picks up his second single, second RBI of the day. And now pinch hitting for the Eagles. Number 1, Tillman Brown in the number 8 slot. In place of Jalen Hunter here in the top of the 5th. So runners on the corners with 1 out. 6 across. First pitch to Tillman Brown's called a strike. 0-1 the count to Tillman Brown. Layton comes set. The 1-0 pitch down in the dirt. Good block by Hambrick. Count evens out at 1-1. Thirteen to 1 lead for Georgetown. 1-1 pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch to Tillman Brown, up and away, ball 3. 3-1 the count now. Tillman Brown on deck. Moves Weston Lane, the senior outfielder. 3-1 pitch in there for a called strike. Now a full count. Tillman Brown. The 3-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 4. First walk issued by Casey Layton. And in steps Weston Lane, a senior outfielder. Bats from the right side. Bats right, throws right. Steps in here with the bases loaded. First pitch to Lane. Takes it outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count to Weston Lane. Hitting here in the 9th slot, place of Tate Ritchie. Off the end of the bat, out to second base. The catch made. Throw back to first, not in time. Tillman Brown dives back in head first to avoid the double play. 0-4 in the book. Record the second out of the inning there. That'll take us back to the top of the lineup and Jack Kiki. Kiki, 2 for 3 in the ball game. 2 singles, an RBI, a walk. Reached on a fielder's choice. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Connor Young down at third. Castilleja at second. Tillman Brown at first. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball by Kiki. Foul down the third baseline. Now behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Kiki will take his time walking back. 13-1. Georgetown leads it. 7 runs in the third, 6 here in the 5th. 13 runs on 13 hits. 2 outs here in the inning. Bases loaded for the Eagles. 0-2 the count to Jack Kiki. The 0-2 pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. Layton comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Kiki drives it foul down the third baseline. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. To Kiki. The base is loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Layton comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Jack. Kiki off the end of the barrel. Pops it up down to first base. Anderson Liscombe drifts back and makes the catch. 4 out, number 3. P3 of the book to retire. Jack Kiki and the Eagles here in the top of the 5th. But not before Georgetown picks up 6 runs on the inning on 3 hits. 3 runners left on base. After 4.5, Georgetown 13, Marble Falls 1. Georgetown baseball continues in a moment. back here live, Marble Falls. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cooper Thomas on for the Eagles on the mound. Due up for the Mustangs. It's Casey Layton, the pitcher. Hitting in the number 7 slot. Fouls off the 0-2 pitch down the third baseline, out of play. Stays alive in the at-bat. The 0-2 pitch. Ball hit out towards second. Under the glove of Tillman Brown into right field. Base hit there by Layton. 5th hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. And now Anderson Liscombe will step in. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out back in the 3rd inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. First pitch misses for ball 1. The outside. Brayson Hambrick, catcher on deck for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th. Cooper comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 the count now. Through 4 innings pitched by Brayton Curtin. He threw 50 pitches, allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, allowed 1 run. Cooper Thomas now on relief here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 pitch to Liscombe. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Cooper comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball slash foul down the first baseline. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Eagles. Weston Lane stays in right field. Tillman Brown stays in at second base for the Eagles. 2-2 pitch in there, called strike 3 for out number 1. Nice pitch there on the strikeout looking by Cooper Thomas. 1 out, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Brayson Hambrick. Hambrick 0 for 1 in the ball game, popped out to second base back in the 3rd inning. First pitch from Thomas, outside corner, called strike 1. 0-1 the count. Thomas comes set. The 0-1 pitch. This is outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count now to Hambrick. The 1-1 pitch. Just misses for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Cooper comes set in the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Just misses the inside corner for a ball. 3-1 the count now. Layton leads off first, being held on by Castilleja. Thomas comes set in the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Right down Main Street for a called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hambrick now with 1 out, the runner at first. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Mustangs need 3 to keep the game alive. Thomas comes set. The payoff pitch. Popped up right side of the infield. Castilleja into foul territory. It's going to bounce into the dugout. So Hambrick will stay alive. Now we'll reset after the umpire gets some more baseballs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Layton off first. Hamburg back in from the right side. Thomas comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Fouled off, back behind home plate. Hamburg continues to battle. The full count. Cooper looks in and gets the sign from Rogers. Comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Just misses somewhere for ball 4. So the walk issued there. Has runners on first and second. And now Cade Osland steps in here to hit in the DH slot. Has been in defensively. Now steps in to hit here at the top of the lineup for Caden Cochran, the DH. First pitch from Thomas. It's up and in for ball 1. 1-0 the count. One out. Runners on first and second. Thomas comes set. A look at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2. Two 2-0 the count now. Cade Osland. Thomas a look at second. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled off. Back behind home plate. 2-1 now the count. John Allen Whittle, the shortstop, on deck for the Mustangs. Here in the bottom of the 5th, 13-1. Georgetown leads it. 13 runs on 13 hits. 1 run on 5 hits for the Mustangs. Osloon back in now. Cooper Thomas comes set. Look at the second baseman. The 2-1 pitch. Stays up and in for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Osloon back in, ready to go. Thomas comes set in the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Runs the count full now. Runners on first and second and 1 out. Tuesday night, Eagle Field, Georgetown High School, 7 o'clock. Come support your Georgetown Eagles. They take on crosstown rivals, Eastview Patriots. Wednesday night, we'll be out at Camp Brightside for the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. And Thursday, on the road. Not sure where those are missing on the inside part. But back-to-back walks issued now. Have loaded up the bases with 1 out. So Layton up to third. Hambrick up to second. And Whittle will step in. He's 0 for 2 of the ball game. Bases loaded with 1 out. Whittle back in from the right side. Thomas comes set in the stretch. First pitch to Whittle. Line drive hit out to second. Tillman Brown. Now you don't know what the call is, but the throw goes away. So 2 runs will score. Coach Vieira going to come out to talk. Not sure if he's coming to talk to the umpire or the infield. This will be a meeting at the mound. We'll take it with him. Eagle baseball continues in a moment. out of the short visit there from head coach Jordan Vieira. Runners on first and second with 1 out. 2 runs in. In steps Crawford Maddox. First pitch is a foul ball. Maddox looked to lean out of the way, but when he turned, it exposed the handle of the bat and hit off the end of the bat for strike 1. So I think some ruling on that last play. Line drive hit by Whittle. Kevin Brown gloved it but dropped it. So it ruled an error there, then threw to second base to try to get the advancing runner. Its throw got away. And now a base hit here by Maddox into left field. Loads him up again with 1 out. Second hit for Crawford Maddox. As Osloon moves up to third, Whittle to second. And in steps number 13, Owen Nash. Singled back in the 4th. But the 2 errors there, one on the line drive that was dropped, then the throwing error allowed 2 runs to score. Made it 13-3. Now the base is loaded. First pitch swinging. Line drift short. Kiki doubles him up, and the ball game's over. Jack Kiki cut the line drive from Owen Nash and then threw behind the runner Maddox at first and doubled him off. And the ball game is over. 13-3. Georgetown wins it. L6 to record the second out of Nash, and 6-3 to force the double play to end it here in 5 innings at Marble Falls. Georgetown wins it 13-3 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. Improves to 6-1 on the year overall and gets ready for Tuesday night's battle at Eagle Field in Georgetown. Come out and join us live on Tuesday night there at Eagle Field. The Patriots will come in for game 1 of the best-of-2 series. And then Thursday night we'll be on the road at Eastview High School to take on the Patriots at Patriot Park. Both good games last year. It'll be an awesome opportunity to come out and support your Eagle baseball team on Tuesday and Thursday next week before an extended break for the kids over the 4-day weekend. Thanks for joining us live today here in Marble Falls. Georgetown wins it 13-3 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you on Tuesday night from Eagle Field. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.